And we'd like to thank you for tuning in to another great program here on Table Talk. I'm the host, Chad Hall. I've got a great program lined up for you. Going to be a great educational program, going to help you understand maybe some things about the law that you didn't understand. Joining me here is the president of Disability Unlimited, Curtis Kennedy. Curtis, thanks for coming on the program, buddy.
Thanks for having us.
And you got the vice president here with you, Steve Stone. Steve, how are you, buddy?
Okay.
Always
fine.
good to see you. Normally I see this guy at the Village Market. Me and him, we tag at the Village Market every morning.
Is he eating maybe?
Yeah, we normally are eating, yes. And joining me to my left is no stranger as well, Sheriff Lane Perry. Sheriff, thanks for coming on the program with us. Gentlemen, you've been on the show before and talked about handicaps and the difficulties it can be, especially Steve. I'll use you because you have the ramp. A lot of times you get in a parking spot, can't get back in, or you can't even get out when you park somewhere. But some things are changing, and y'all want to talk about that tonight. So y'all jump in here and let's tell the folks about some changes.
One of the big changes is that Sheriff Lane has volunteer deputies now. It used to be a problem for the resources for him to get people out on a handicap violation. But he's been kind enough, and some of his deputies have volunteered. So they have people on duty now that just respond to handicap violations. You need to know that there's about 30 people in our group, and all of us, if we see a handicap violation, we're going to call it in. Fines $100 to $500, and they can tow your car. Also, what you need to know is that striped area on each side of the handicap space is for van accessibility. And even if you have a handicap placard, if you park in that striped space, you can still get a fine and or towed. So there's going to be a lot of enforcement going on, and that's one of the things that Sheriff Lane, I think, is going to talk to us about what he's doing to enforce the law. Also, we'll be talking about what you need to do to get your handicap tag or placard if you don't have one already. If you already have a placard and you have a vehicle in your name, you can just take that placard over the DMV and your registration, and they'll give you a handicap tag at no charge. And that tag will expire the same month as the tag that you got. If you have a vanity plate and it's got 7 digits, then you're going to have to drop a digit because you can only have a 6-digit vanity plate. But they'll send you a new vanity plate in about 60 days. So you might want to think about getting the regular handicap plates. You can get them for every vehicle in your name. My wife and I have 3 vehicles, and they all have handicap plates, and then we don't have to worry about, hanging that placard up there. So that's why we're here today, to let people know what they can do if they don't have a placard or tags, what they can do to obtain one.
Sheriff, as he was talking about that, we'll put that picture back on the screen. And maybe you can help folks understand. You can see the handicap parking there, and you can also see the striped. Curtis, you were talking about the striped. What was that called again? Just the stripes?
Striped area.
Striped area, I guess, Sheriff, is the right way to word that. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can kind of explain what people are seeing here. And, I know I've seen people, and I've seen motorcycles really easy to pull in those stripes and park on the stripes. Because the motorcycle's small, you'll think nothing about it.
Right.
And what you're seeing right there in this picture is, recently the code has specified a wider distance for vehicles who accommodate people with disabilities. And with that, before it was traditional doors used, generally a van, but now there may be a mechanical ramp that comes out, or a hydraulic ramp, or a door that has to open a width. So they've blocked off more distance. The properly marked handicap parking is the blue paint on the pavement with the white indicator, the designation out in front on a post. It generally is marked 2 ways. There should be no mistake about that you're parking in a handicap space. And then like this, as you said, unfortunately, motorcycles park in that diagonally crossed area, but what it is for vehicles that have to accommodate an extra width so a person can get in and out on a ramp. They have that extra space. And this, we want to go back and visit, this is about a respect for people. You know, we all have to live and move in society. And people come, they lose their sight or vision and they think, I've got to rush in, I've got to rush out. Here's a close parking space, but there are people in our society that get to enjoy society just as ourselves. Just as you said about going to the village market and seeing Steve. He gets out and enjoys life. Curtis does too, and other people. I've got to meet this group, Disabilities Unlimited. Very good group of people. They meet periodically. They have things they do as a group, but they have some special needs to get around and enjoy society like everybody else. And where we may come in, and by the time we pull into a parking space, close the door and walk in, we can be midway down the parking lot. We can be in a building in less than a minute. When they come in, it may take several minutes just to get everything prepared to get out of the vehicle, and that's when they're right close by. And this is a respect and an honor to people who have had something happen that they need these special considerations, and we need to give it to them. Right. By the same token, if people can't do it just out of simple respect, though, we are taking more enforcement action. Where these, right here is one of the copy of the citation. We are handing these out. To park in a handicap zone, it is an automatic $200 fine. We do these under the Henry County. We back this off of a state code 46.2-1242, but the Henry County adopted it. It's written under 12-302, and when you park in a handicap zone, it's a standard $200 fine. I was going to pull up how many have been written so far, but they're turned into the treasurer's office. When we issue one, if somebody doesn't pay it, then we take the information on this and we have our avenues of going back. But it has a date. If there's an appeal process, if they want it to get a court appearance, but otherwise when we find someone in violation, we put one of these on the vehicle and it's their obligation to pay the fine. With that, but we just want people to realize there are people who need these spots. And you know, as Curtis was speaking about the plates, you can get plates. The plates are reviewed every 5 years, from what I understand, for people who have permanent plates, and this is going to be part of their life. But by the same token, we run into people who get a placard. They have a medical procedure or something happen, and okay, they may need that for a time frame. But if your medical procedure is over with and you have your mobility back, let's leave these spaces open for people who need them and will need them every day. Also, by the same token, and there is a code, if we see someone who is not in need of a handicap plate, let's just say Granny's vehicle's out there and she has handicap plates for something because of her age, and her grandson or somebody goes out and hops in a car, oh, I've got a handicap plate, I can park right here. And you get out and go running in the store, we can still write you a ticket or charge you for a violation. It is meant for people who need these places, and we need to pay that respect to them.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and Steve, just a few years ago when we done a TV show similar to this one, we actually filmed you in your process of getting in and out.
Right.
And it's quite testing for you to get in and out.
It is. It really is.
Well, tell me a little bit about what kind of time frame does it take you? And I mean, he still does it old school, Sheriff. He does it all with his muscles. He hasn't went all digital yet. He's still using muscles.
Yeah. Well, it takes me about at least 5 minutes to get in, get situated, get my wheelchair strapped down, and get in my behind the steering wheel on the seat. And sometimes it just depends on how well my mobility is on from day to day.
Right.
And it may take 10 minutes, but I can't just come out and jump in and go. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
And I've got some friends that's worse than that. So, but I appreciate the ones that will give us that leeway to give us what we need.
But what people don't understand, Steve, is just like when I'm in a hurry, sometimes you are too. You need to rush on in and get something and rush out too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then, like you said, Sheriff, people don't understand that same situation. Me and you, we're blessed and we can rush in a minute and out. You're rushing in and out's 12 minutes, 15 minutes. But to you, that still might be good time. Oh, I got it at 15 minutes.
That's true.
And we got to realize that.
And that somebody parks a motorcycle in these diagonal lines or a scooter because they think, well, oh, this is a area that's not used. Yes, it is used. It is, you could very well be preventing a ramp that lays out 2 to 3 feet so they have a easy angle to come out and not a hard angle. I mean, there's a reason for this. And we want the awareness, but I do want to back up and say, I have asked retired police officers to donate their time to come over and write these enforcement tickets. We're also directing our officers to make a round. And then also when someone calls, the Disabilities Unlimited, we have met with them, and if they call and we have an officer that's close by, if they see an infraction and they call, we will send someone out. If there's a vehicle in violation, we'll put a ticket on it. You know, we respect everyone, but we also, our heart goes out. These parking spaces are here for a reason, and we just want everybody to respect that. If you ever have a need to use it and it's legitimate, use it. But if you don't need it, please don't take a privilege away from someone.
Yeah, I like what you're saying about the placard you hang on the window. I've seen a lot of people jump out and run across the road in a handicap to get in, you know, to go fast.
Right.
And I'm like, whoa, what was that? Did I just see that correctly?
Yeah.
And, you know, and it could be what you just said, that they had a surgery a year ago, or grandpa let somebody borrow his car.
Right.
You know, that,
Right,
and I
exactly.
never even thought about what you just said, but that's a ticket. You can get a ticket for that.
Oh, yeah.
I never even thought about that.
So the temporary placards are red.
Yep.
So if you see a red somebody parked in a handicapped space with a red placard, it's going to have the expiration date on it.
Oh, okay.
If that thing's expired, call it in. We've talked to J.R. Powell, who is the director of communications, because there was some question among his operators whether it was a 911 emergency or whether it should go through the communications non-emergency number. And he said it's absolutely a 911 emergency because he had the misfortune to have to use a temporary permit a few years back. And you know, you come out, like I came out from Kroger's and someone's parked in the striped area, I was driving my regular car and I couldn't even get in my car.
Right.
So, you know, if you come out and you're disabled already, you can't stand for long, can't walk far, you can't even get in your car, then that's a 911 emergency. So I guess people are wondering, you know, who do I call? Call 911, tell them that I'm reporting a handicap violation, and they'll ask, you know, where it's at, like, say I'm right across from the Kroger entrance. And you give the tag number and the description of the vehicle, and they'll ask your name because they're looking. J.R. Powell shows that they're looking at a screen, and there's this information they have to enter. So they'll be asking your name and a callback number, just in case you get disconnected. So you know, call. It's considered a 911 emergency if someone is in a handicapped space.
Well, it's one thing I can say, J.R. Powell has done a wonderful job, and you may help me, the gentleman that retired for J.R.
Wes Ashley.
Wes, oh man, Wes, I loved Wes. He was a great guy. We played basketball with him. He hated to see him go, but he had done his time.
Well, you know, and that goes back to the whole area. Everyone gets along very well. As you said, you and Steve see each other in the mornings. We're a community. And here's speaking about something that we can respect each other.
Yeah.
And there's good people here. All the agencies get along well together. And, you know, we've had good communications. And this is just a request. And this is doing awareness. But when you come into a parking lot, just beware of that. And we also ask that convenience stores and places, government buildings, there are some state code requirements on buildings to have designated areas for people who need handicap parking, but convenience stores, things like that, look into the code and finding a space for someone, because when you look after your customers look after you.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We're going to take a quick commercial break, then we're going to come back and we're going to wrap up the second half of Table Talk. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
stickers, decals, church and business signs, professionally designed and installed. Enhance your business vehicles with a custom vehicle wrap. From the simple yard sign to a custom built, Ridgeway Signs can and will do it all. Stop by and visit Brad or visit online at ridgewaysigns.com. Follow us on Facebook too. Ridgeway Signs, not your average sign company.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Everything Outdoors, your one-stop shop for all of your yard, garden, and landscape needs. Certified Class A contractors and a family-owned and operated nursery, you can feel confident in knowing that you are working with the best. Here at the nursery, we offer everything from vegetables, flowers, trees, shrubs, and pottery to help you create your perfect outdoor space.
Project too big to do yourself? Let us help you out with the free estimate.
Whether your yard needs just a little pick-me-up or a complete overhaul, give us a call or stop by and see us at Everything Outdoors, 6211 Virginia Avenue in Bassett.
The all-new Blue Ridge Nissan in Martinsville is different. How, you ask? The best price is clearly marked on every vehicle in stock. There's no haggling, no hassle, no negotiating. That's right, our sales team will help you pick the car that's right for you, not the deal that's right for us. Plus, with our guaranteed credit approval system, you'll drive home today in your new car. It's car buying made easy. Only at Blue Ridge Nissan in Martinsville, across from the Speedway on Greensboro Road, or visit us at theblueridgeway.com.
Hi, I'm John. I'm the pharmacist here at Rocky Mount Family Pharmacy. We'd like to invite you to come visit us and get all your prescription needs and healthcare needs filled here. We save you money on your prescriptions. We offer free delivery. We offer a family atmosphere, and we treat you like family. We're located in the Schulz Shopping Center on Route 40 West, like you're going to Ferrum here in Rocky Mount. That's 1165 Franklin Street. And our phone number is 489-5400, and that's area code 540. Come see us today.
And we're talking about disability parking and handicaps. You know, Sheriff, have you seen in the past anybody try to duplicate or create a false pass? I got kind of like fake money.
Well, you know, sometimes people do that, and
Right.
that's actually, in researching this, 46.2-1248, it's use of a counterfeit disabled parking permit. And we have seen people that this day and age with some really nice digital computerized printers, they can do a really good job, and you can get something that you can put up there if someone creates a fake pass. Or one thing that happens too, if somebody writes the date on there, and it's kind of like, we see this with 30-day tags also, they'll take a magic marker and try to write over it. If we see something that is not clean, crisp, we can make you verify it, and we can issue the summons, and you can be the one to prove that. So it is a problem sometimes, and you know, it's a mentality, and this show's meant to reach out in respect, but I want to talk about something that happened at the racetrack one time. This was a number of years ago, Sunday morning, and you're trying to pack, I'm going to speculate, probably 20 to 25,000 vehicles in a small area. The racetrack has always been very mindful about people who need to park close by for handicap, and they also have provided a shuttle. But that is an area that you try to estimate and keep kind of condensed down. Well, one morning I'm sitting there at one of the gates that we're turning into the field, and we've become very attuned to these parking permits because they have handicap parking, VIP parking, media parking, several different places. And if you hang your placard up right, it's mechanical. We just send you whichever direction you need to know. You don't have to stop and tell us. Well, I see this vehicle come by, and it's got a handicap placard, and I let it go on by me. It needed to go down to the next intersection and turn in. Well, the next vehicle behind it was a group of young men, and they're pretty much trying to drive over top of me, and I mean that literally. I'm trying to stop them, and I said, and finally they rolled the window down, and he said, well, I need to follow that vehicle right there. And I said, that vehicle has a handicap placard. He said, that's my dad. He's not handicapped. So we radioed out to the next intersection, and we got him turned around and made him come back. But that is a mentality too, when you think, okay, I'm such a person that I can take a space from somebody else.
Yeah.
there's people who make a mistake, but then there's people that have the intent to deprive somebody who needs this.
Yeah.
And we need to be aware. But yeah, that day we brought everybody back.
Just brought them all back.
Yep.
Ready as dead.
What was that something about cuffs you said earlier? You bring out them cuffs?
Yeah.
That changes a lot of guys when you bring your cuffs out.
Yep.
Well,
Sure does.
also, there's a criminal penalty for making a fake handicap. It's $1,000 up to $1,000 fine and 6 months in jail. So the law really frowns on that. So they seriously will bring your handcuffs.
Bring the handcuffs out.
Bring your handcuffs out.
Yeah, the handcuffs.
Right.
But again, like the Sheriff, what we've been saying here, it's all about making you aware. And we want to put that picture back on the screen just to let people know that, when you're parking, give plenty of room to allow the handicaps to have all the room that they need to get in the parking spot. Again, 3 or 4 feet, sometimes it's not enough. I mean, Steve, how many feet do you need to be comfortable getting in and out?
My ramp is 8 feet long.
Just your ramp?
Just my ramp is 8 feet long.
Wow.
So it needs to be at least 4 feet. I had a lady one time that pulled up at a church, and my ramp was already down, and I was already inside. And she seen the sign on the side of my van that said, don't park within 8 feet. She said, well, I won't park within 8 feet. I'll park within 4 feet of the ramp. So, guess where I was?
Unable to get in.
Yep.
So now you're stuck outside and can't get in.
Yep.
Wow.
But later on, she apologized for it. But I mean, she didn't have to do that, but she did. She was nice enough.
Well, that's moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Again, as you've heard through the show, Sheriff has made mention, got retired officers and officers that are going to be coming to these calls. So, if you feel like you're going to be fast in and out and you get caught, it could cost you up to $200 to slip in and grab a quick loaf of bread and a gallon of milk. I believe it'd be a little bit cheaper just to park on the lower end and walk.
And probably the lady you spoke of afterwards, she probably didn't do that anymore. When she saw someone and actually looked into a person's eyes that, look, I'm just trying to enjoy life like you are.
Right.
And it makes it a more personal thing, and this is what this shows. We don't want to be issuing $200 fines in this day and age, but what we also want to do, and as I spoke about getting to meet Disabilities Unlimited, and we've known each other now for a couple of years, and you've invited me to several of your gatherings and stuff. And
Just like family.
Excellent. Thank you, Curtis. And it is a group of people. They are joyous people. They enjoy life. They have fun. But they need these, and let's all have the good relationship together that we respect that and leave these places there unless you truly need it.
But all of this together, though, guys, just makes a stronger community.
Yep, sure does.
Everybody working together, and it
Exactly
just makes a
does.
stronger unity amongst the community.
Yeah, and every one of us do have struggles, but also every one of us has different struggles.
Yeah.
Okay, Sheriff, could you speak for just a minute? I notice you have a black stripe over your badge. Could you speak on that for just a minute, speak in the community?
Thank you, Curtis. And one thing, just on awareness for this week, this is Police Memorial Week, and each year there's a week set aside. Tomorrow we're having a ceremony at the administration building in the Summerlin Room to honor fallen police officers across the nation, and we've been blessed that we haven't had anyone hurt here within our area. There have been some close calls. I think Pittsylvania County now in about the last year has had 2 incidents involving shootings where the police have had to shoot at someone and been shot at. So, but this is something, we are out trying to serve our citizens and serve the public, and we hope that people do appreciate the job we're trying to do under some very difficult circumstances. But
Absolutely.
Thank you. And
Thank you
please
for
be
your
in prayer
service.
for us. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, these guys, they put their lives on stake every morning, and every evening they go to work. And that keeps us the ability to keep trucking, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Sheriff, as always, I've said it, you've done a wonderful job with our community and the partnership. I love the partnership that you guys have with the sheriff, Sheriff Draper and Chief Dunn. Again, the whole unity thing, everybody coming together, working together. It's not about, oh, he's the sheriff in the county, I'll need to help him. No, the sheriff in the county needs a little help too every now and then.
That's right, exactly.
And you know, you never want to burn them bridges because you might come across them again someday.
That's right. Getting along good and always give God the credit and the men and women.
Absolutely. And we got some great folks here in Martinsville and Henry County. Well, gentlemen, in closing, anything you'd like to tag? We got about a minute left of the program.
Well, I'd just like
will this be on Facebook? Will you
Yeah,
post this to
absolutely.
Facebook?
Okay, great. Okay. I'd just like to thank Sheriff Perry for backing us, and also like to thank Chief Dunn for backing us.
Yeah.
Because he's been great too. So I'd like to thank both leaders for backing us 100%.
Absolutely. Curtis?
We just, we're not trying to be hard to get along with. We don't want to see people charge $200. And we want you to be aware, because I talked to a guy with Hardest earlier today. I said, he was kind of an elderly man, had an elderly wife. I said, you really need to get a handicap placard if you're going to park here. He said, park where? I said, you see that sign taller than I am? He said, oh, wow. I said, you were about to get a fine because I was getting ready to call it in. So, please be aware, because every one of our members is going to be watching, and we're going to be calling it in.
Absolutely. Well, gentlemen, I want to thank all three of you for coming on the program and helping us be more aware of things that we need to be working on, and we're probably all guilty somewhere. So the thing is now, let's improve. Let's improve what we do. Let's work together. And, like you're saying, Curtis, you see somebody parked at that handicap, you can nicely ask them. You don't have to have an altercation or make trouble. So you can help the awareness and help people understand that they don't need to be parking there. And if they need it, then they'll have the placard and it'll be available for them.
And the month of September is Disabilities Awareness Month.
Okay.
And last thing I'll say, I've asked some retired officers, but if there's some retired officers watching this and they too share the passion about helping people with disabilities and they want to volunteer their time, please call our office. And one of the reasons we're looking for people who have prior police experience and good sense of judgment. And also in some of these places you can't ever tell what may come out. Other things may be taking place. So they're aware of their surroundings and they're aware of working with people who may come out and be receiving one of these tickets and not react the best.
So they'll be driving a county car then. Will they be in uniform?
The volunteers were working on that, but our officers, they will be going through as well.
And be driving a county car?
Yes.
The retired officers?
Yes.
So you'll be aware that it's official vehicle.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, gentlemen, thanks again for coming on. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching the program. I want you to stay tuned because there's more great local programming coming up next.
Papa's Pizzeria Italian Restaurant in Bassett is now serving fresh brick oven pizzas every Saturday night. Stop by and enjoy our large outside patio with live music and karaoke with a great family atmosphere. Don't forget about our Friday and Sunday lunch buffets every week at Papa's. Papa's Pizza is located 4288 Ferrystone Park Highway in Bassett. Stop by or give us a call at 276-629-6992.
Martinsville Family Dentistry would like to invite you to experience Zoom. Zoom is a customized whitening experience that's created to make you look your best, give you dynamic results with a whiter, brighter smile in less than an hour. Over 10 million people have benefited from Zoom professional whitening treatment and have experienced the way a radiant smile can improve their self-confidence and their overall happiness. Patients have reported 5 to 8 shades whiter smile in just an hour. Martinsville Family Dentistry is taking new patients, so stop our office at 25 Cleveland Avenue, Suite A in Martinsville.